Hey y'all, it's Jasmine from That Curly Top and welcome to my crib. I've always wanted to say that. So before we get started, let's go over a few little details about the house. We rent a 600 square foot home in San Diego, California for $16.95. It has 1 bedroom, 1 bath, a living room, little dining area, and a very narrow kitchen. So our place has definitely changed since the year that we moved in here after we got married, and I'm really happy about it. We slowly curated the space with different secondhand goods and new pieces that we had invested in, and I can't wait to show you what it currently looks like. So this is my living room, and this is probably the most asked portion of my house are all these art prints. A majority of them are thrifted. Like we got this first print off of OfferUp. This Peggy Hopper one I am so stoked about. I had found it at a thrift store a few years ago, had no idea who she was, and now I have learned to love her, so I felt very lucky with that one. These other two are from eBay. And this 5 Borough skateboard, I bought it for Matt for Christmas. This is new, and I just love all the different details on it. And this mirror is thrifted, and originally I didn't like the way that Matt organized it. Matt was the one who had the idea of putting it this low to the ground, and I was anti to it, but then I learned to absolutely love it, and I love taking little selfies in the mirror and just being able to have a new fresh layout. And I also feel like it does a really cool job of mirroring the other side of the room, and it kind of makes it look like a moving art piece almost, if that makes sense. So I really like that. And this couch is a West Elm couch that we had thrifted. And we also have this BFGF pillow, which she is one of my favorite designers, and I have wanted one of these pillows for so long. We finally invested in one of her pieces for our birthdays. It's one of my favorite things that we have. Oh, and this anxiety blanket is so cozy and was great during the election season, and I'll definitely be using this for a very long time. And so this is another little corner of our living room, and we have a secondhand chair that we got from OfferUp as well. And I kind of think that Tofu has claimed this for herself. She always takes naps in it, and she never even sleeps in any of the other cat beds that we get for her, so this is her self-proclaimed spot. And this shelf here is a DIY. We had made it from a piece of cork that we had cut from Matt's desk to make his desk fit better into the space. And we put it on top of some cinder blocks that we already had, and we adorned it with all these different knickknacks that we've collected over the years, like this little cowboy boot and some candles that I recently DIY'd. And this is Matt's little workstation. It has all his music gears, all the things he needs for his job, and I love the way it looks. I can't answer any questions about the music gear, but if you do have questions on it, you could feel free to leave a comment below and I will have Matt answer those for you. But I love how he's curated this whole little section together. It feels like a mini studio, but it doesn't feel overwhelming. And I also like the little Easter eggs of a little Bulbasaur next to our plant. And our little record player is hiding down here. But one of my favorite pieces in this section is this Bud Powell piece that we had commissioned by one of Matt's friends, Hubbard Savage. And if you don't know who Bud Powell is, feel free to look him up. He has an amazing story, and I feel like it just perfectly encapsulates a lot of what we're talking about and learning during 2020 and during the second civil rights movement that we're kind of experiencing right now. So check him out, and I just feel like not only is it a really cool piece, but I feel like it really ties everything else together in the living room. So I like how it's shaping up in here. And this is our dining room. Funny enough, we don't actually use it to eat it. We usually sit at our thrifted coffee table instead. I've kind of taken over the dining room to be more of my activities and collector's room. So I have my 2 puzzles here, which I'm too sad to break down and put away. I might frame one of them, still deciding on which one. And one of the more unique things about our dining room is that we have these built-in shelves, which at first were kind of difficult for us to figure out what to do with them, but again, I've kind of put our little trinkets and little collectibles into them. So in this corner, I have my grandmother's tea set and some other valuables that she's given me over the years. We have our different cameras that we've collected. Funny Bob's Burger photo, which if any of you guys are Bob's Burgers fans, let me know if you know what episode this is from. We also actually put books in this bookshelf, along with like some scented essential oils and candles and such. And this other one, like I said earlier, this was our little book nook, and it has like some little art pieces in there to just kind of spice up the corner. I feel like we've like come to terms that we have these bookends, and I feel like we just try to make it like more lively and work with them, and work with our limitations. But going back to being a dining room, we do have this dining table, which I've been obsessed with. It's a diner-styled dining table. It's a mouthful. But I've been wanting one of these exact ones for a long time and found one on OfferUp in LA. So I drove up a couple hours to go pick this bad boy and paired it with like our mishmash like chairs that we've collected and thrifted and such. And this chair is my absolute favorite. It's a knoll chair, and I got it for 15 bucks at a thrift store, which was insane. One of my other friends got 2 other ones and told me that there was 1 more left, and I drove over there as fast as I could to make sure I can get one for myself. And 3 years online, I still love it and plan on cherishing it for years to come. So our kitchen was the most difficult room for us to figure out because it's so narrow and dark and like kind of almost doesn't make sense. But I did a IKEA club earlier this year, and that was actually really helpful because I was able to get all of the basics to make this space feel more efficient and sustainable, which is awesome. And it really wasn't that expensive. I think a lot of the items in here in total came out to be $250 to buy like some new pieces, both like cookingware and shelving units and a little herb garden and things like that. And it really like pulled the space together, which is awesome. And I really love the way it turned out. I have like our different jars, some of them that are bought new and some of them that we have like upcycled from like other jars and containers. If you want another video to talk about more of my sustainability hacks that I have in the kitchen, let me know and I'll make sure to put a video together for that as well. We also didn't want it to just feel efficient, we wanted to also feel like really warm and welcoming, so we have our cold picnic, cooking some pizza. So we also have our cold picnic rug here. And some artwork. We decided to display our cookbooks so we can see them better and actually use them, because I feel like a lot of people do this where they buy a lot of cookbooks but don't actually use them, so we're trying to change that. And yeah. So the bathroom isn't that exciting, but we do like to keep it like light and fresh. So we have our pothos plant here that is just popping off, that loves the light and the moisture from the bathroom. And we try to keep it pretty clutter-free because, as you can tell, it is very, very tiny in there. So we just have one piece of artwork and try to keep our toiletries pretty minimal, or just try to stuff them all behind this vanity mirror. And last but not least, we have the bedroom, our cozy spot where our little cozy kitty is deciding to take a nap, switching up the spaces. She's over me. But anyway, similar to like what I was mentioning with the bathroom, I like to keep things like really fresh and clean and light in our bedroom. So our bedroom is relatively minimal compared to the rest of the house, but we like to keep it fun as well. And our bed has a Buffy comforter, and on top of that we have our parachute quilt and pillow covers that add a little bit of life to our bed. We have our different thrifted pieces, including like this art piece over the bed that I decided to paint the frame on. This Z table was thrifted, dresser thrifted, and this artwork is a picture that Matt took of New York that he has framed. We have our cold picnic rug, make sure our little toes aren't too cold in the morning. And I'll give you a little sneak peek of the closet. It's a little rough. It honestly could be worse. It's usually much worse than this. I have this whole closet. Matt has a separate closet that he uses because the house is super tiny, so I try to do my best to like stuff everything in here and a couple of our dressers. And if you have any like small closet storage recommendations or options or suggestions, please let me know in the comments below as well. So thanks for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed this house tour. And if you saw anything you have any questions about, feel free to leave that question down below. And I can't wait to talk to you all next time. Bye!